Good afternoon, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talk. So today we're going to talk a little bit about why I like silver over gold. You know, gold is great. Gold is shiny. Gold has a lot of value. Gold has been money since the beginning of time, but there is a couple of big reasons why I prefer silver. I've told you guys reasons why I like gold, but I kind of like silver better. And the reason I'm doing this video is I just had a talk the other night with a good friend of mine, and he told me, you know, if Steve Forbes is saying gold is going to be $2,500, well, maybe silver may not be the right play. Maybe gold is the better play. So we're going to have a little bit of a talk about that. And what better way to talk about it than putting its equal in value next to it. So if you guys enjoy this video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. It really helps me out more than you know, really. We are coming up on 10,000 subscribers. We're fixing to do a big giveaway. We're going to announce it pretty soon once we get a little closer to our 10,000. And with that being said, leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. You like silver? You like gold? Let's have our talk about this, how this is going to play out. So, my thoughts. Gold is great. Gold is $2,060 at the time of filming this video. Silver, only $24.40. But this 1 ounce of gold right here costs the same amount of money as all of this behind it. That's 85 ounces of silver right there. Which one has better potential? So let's take a few questions first. The first question, when you think about it, I want you to answer these questions. What is more likely to double in price? Gold, which is almost at its new all-time high that it just hit only a couple weeks ago at $2,060. Is it likely that gold is going to go to $4,120? Now, I believe that could happen. But here's what I also believe. As gold goes up, I believe it's going to take silver with it. Now, do I believe gold is going to hit $4,120 this year? Probably not likely unless something disastrous happens. It's already close to its all-time high. It is being pushed up higher at the moment, and we're going to see it continue to go up. And I think a $2,400, $2,500 gold is an extremely safe bet, in my personal opinion. However, taking a look at silver sitting at $24.40, $24.40, I mean, that has a lot of room to run. I mean, it really does. I mean, it's half of its all-time high. Half. And that was from 1980, roughly. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. That was 2011. I started thinking about the Hunt brothers, but no. The all-time high was $49.80 in 2011. Someone actually corrected me on that one time. I said 2008, but it's actually 2011. It was not due to manipulation. It was due to essentially the printing from the bank bailouts during the 2008 housing crisis. We were printing money left and right. We were bailing out the banks, and I don't want to tell you guys it's great that we did or the banks would have collapsed, although they probably would have collapsed. But I think there's an even bigger play, a bigger event right now happening where they don't know what to do. The banks are in trouble again, I believe. The banks are a step away from going under. A lot of people are going to say, well, how is that possible? What's going on? We put our money in there. It's got to be safe, right? Not really when you think about it, because what do you think the bank does with all your money? They loan that money out. They loan it out, they invest a lot of it, and they will even buy bonds with it, U.S. Treasury bonds. By buying U.S. Treasury bonds, they figure, oh, we're guaranteed 3%. Well, here's the thing. They bought these 3% bonds, and now they're giving 4%, then 5%. Now we're actually giving like 5, I think it's 5.5%. Question is, are they going to lower interest rates? Are they going to raise interest rates? What are they going to do this year? A lot of talk, a lot of people saying, oh, Jerome Powell said he's going to lower interest rates. You know, it's a tricky subject because Jerome Powell hasn't said what he was going to do correctly for a while now. So I'm kind of getting a little discouraged in anything he says. However, I think he's kind of has to call this one right, because if you don't lower the interest rates, then essentially banks are going to go under. They're getting squished. The U.S. government having to pay back the money that we owe plus the interest, we're getting squished. And if they do raise the interest rates anymore, you're going to essentially see the whole economy be put in a hard spot. However, if they do lower the interest rates, you're probably going to see prices on a lot of stuff go up, because all of a sudden easy money is going to come back into the picture, and people are going to rush out and say, interest rates are coming down. Let's go buy a new car. Let's go buy a new house. We can borrow the money. Who cares? Truth of the matter is, whenever you borrow money, you have to eventually pay it back. And more people are borrowing money that they can't afford to pay back than ever before. And therefore, that puts us in a really hard spot that a lot of people just can't see right now. So with that being said, now we're going to shift over a little bit different too. If, let's say, gold goes up $85, that means that silver only has to go up by $1 to equal the same amount, because it's 85 to 1 right now. But mostly what we've seen, when gold runs up, silver seems to go up a higher percentage. You see silver go up in one day by 4%, but then you see gold go up by 2%. What does that mean? That means basically for every $85 that silver would go up, then you're going to end up seeing gold go up possibly by $2. Now, a lot of people have this idea. I've talked to a lot of people that are newer to stacking, and they're like, well, I'd rather make $85 on an ounce of gold as opposed to $1 on an ounce of silver. It's the same factor. All you're doing is you're able to buy more ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold when you take the same amount of money. I wouldn't say, oh, 1 ounce of silver is equal to 1 ounce of gold. They're not the same price. So you have to consider the amount you're going to spend on silver versus the amount you're going to spend on gold, and then factor out the percentage of how much profit you're going to make. I don't really care the numbers at the end of the day. I care about the percentages, because the percentage is going to be based off how much you have, how much you've invested. And here's what a lot of people don't think about. When everybody starts going crazy and wanting to buy in to essentially gold or silver, what can the average person afford? As the price starts climbing faster and faster and faster, a lot of people already that I talk to, they can't afford a $2,000 ounce of gold. But they can sure afford a $25, $26, $27 ounce of silver. Darn, I know one guy, he bought his first ounce the other day for $30. He bought it off someone that I had traded an ounce with. I had traded an ounce of silver, and, he was so interested in silver that the kid's like, I'll tell you what, give me $30 and you can have it. A lot of people are going to be moving in to silver and gold, but mostly I believe silver, because how many people really understand gold? Yes, the big banks understand it. The big banks are buying it up. In the past, kings would buy up gold. Kings would acquire as much gold as they can, just like federal banks are buying up gold as much as they can. The silver, though, was more for I'll say the noblemen, the everyday people, the common folk. They understood that was money, and it always has been money. But a lot of people today would not be able to afford an ounce of gold. They can't even afford a $500 emergency outside of their budget. That's the average person. That's not everybody. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that can afford a couple $1,000 emergency easy, especially the stackers. I'm going to say that because the truth of the matter is, this in front of you is real money. This right here in front of you is roughly $4,000. And, despite what people will tell you, you would have no problem getting $4,000 for this. I wouldn't. I mean, I literally know a bunch of people that have started stacking, and any one of them would take this off my hands right now and give me $4,000. They'd have to go to their bank, pull it out, maybe write me a check, but I probably wouldn't take a check. I don't like checks. When you deal in gold and silver, it's real wealth. It's the money itself, and it's a savings account. And a lot of people just can't see the value and how quick it adds up. I mean, literally, I had some people say, I can pick these up, one a week, 2 a week. Really, 2 a week is only $50. I've heard so many great comments last week when I did a video about how people save money to buy silver. In fact, if you have an idea that helps you pay for your silver addiction or investment, I'll be honest, it's an addiction a little bit with me because I stack. I'm a firm believer in it. I believe that is the real wealth, and it's going to be the money of the future, because the truth of the matter is all paper will eventually go back to its true intrinsic value, and that's nothing. It's paper. I have a lot of people say, what do you think about the digital currencies? Digital currencies, hey, they may take off, but the truth of the matter is there's a reason why they want digital currencies to take off. And, I understand a lot of people will say it's the control, because then they can set the currency to be, okay, you can only buy food. Okay, you can only buy $200 a month in gas, $300 a month in gas, whatever, enough to get to and from work. No big trips, no extra gas. You have to meet your average. Who knows? You can't buy pew-pews maybe. I don't know. There's different things you can say. They get to see everything with the digital currency. They can tax every purchase you make. Nothing gets missed. Nothing gets slid by. You want to give some kid $20 for mowing your lawn, they're taking their cut. But also, at least with paper currency, you have something for toilet paper if you needed it. Look at what's happening in Venezuela right now. Venezuelan currency was literally being thrown in the streets. And people came up with this great idea to make money hats. They're making all kinds of cool decoration stuff out of fiat currency. You go look online. Venezuela currency turned into tourist, memorabilia. You're going to see a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, I told myself, man, I would love to have a hat that's made out of $1 million in fiat currency. Truth of the matter is, fiat currency, though, will go back to zero. We are the lucky ones. We're able to trade that fiat currency now for silver, for gold, and hold the wealth. And if you need to sell it, you're not going to have a hard time. Now, none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion based on the events that I've seen play out, based on what I've read. I'm not telling you guys go out and buy silver, buy gold. That's up to you for you to make your own decision of what's best for you and your family. But in my personal opinion, this is sound money, and it's going to continue to go up in price. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. It's pretty crazy to look at the two stacks and what they're worth. So take care, everybody. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you made it this far. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Help me out. Thanks, everybody. Don't miss our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. We're going to be announcing that pretty soon. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. Bye-bye.